let's listen to what these women have to say about Diddy.
I just want to say this. A long time ago, I said, I don't believe Cassie. I don't believe she was ever a victim. And let me tell you something. It's so many people talking about, oh, she didn't want to upset him. She didn't want to this. They was texting. She was in a safe space. You mean to tell me?
Now we have to watch this to the end so you can hear what he has to say about women who have this opinion. But my thing is, she doesn't have any idea of what she actually went through. And I feel like that Cassie was so young at the time, and I don't care what nobody says, a 19-year-old girl, and I'm going to call her a girl because I just feel like she's still a teenager, to a damn near 40-year-old man. He just has more experience over her. He could be more manipulative of her. And today in court, the assistant said that he told him that, you know, he likes Cassie because he can have her where he wants her. And she's very moldable, was his words. So I feel like a young girl like that trying to please somebody of his stature would do damn near anything to keep him. And, you know, she probably did feel she was in love with him in the beginning because he probably was love bombing her, and she probably felt like she was one of the luckiest girls. Everybody wanted him, and he was at the height of his success and stuff like that. So I just feel like he's such a scoundrel. I just don't see how women support him.
I mean, she can leave the relationship, go get married to the help unharmed, but she was that scared of him? No. I said a long time ago, and I got chewed up for it. Cassie got jealous when he saw how he put Young Miami on. She start thinking about,
now this girl talking like she was there for everything. She knows everybody involved. She has, you know, inside information, and this is just her opinion. I'm just giving my opinion, but I just feel like I'm just old enough to have experienced a lot of things in my life, and I just saw immediately what position that she was in.
All the disgusting stuff she was doing with him, and she left with nothing. And she like, damn, he just turned Miami up overnight. Then turned her into a millionaire overnight. Young Miami ain't even rapping.
Well, Young Miami, you could look at all the women he's had throughout the course of his career, and she's not the type. And he was just using her as a mule, really. So, you know, this is what I feel a lot of the time with Black people. They think success, it means something. That it means you're special in some way or you're righteous in some way, and it just does not. You know, she think it's something that Young Miami blew up with him or whatever, but you know, she's probably gonna get in trouble too. I just saw a video of her, and she doesn't understand why she's being crucified. She said, I'm being crucified. So she's not in a good position, in the position that he put her in.
No more, because she got her own show. She the face of this, face of that. She was getting money. He put Miami in position, and he never put Cassie in position.
And notice she said was.
Nobody is a sex slave. I'll tell you right now, I know some females who are into all that stuff that they saying. I would never expose, because I'm the type that listen but don't judge. But I can tell you right now, I know some females who into everything that they're saying. Nobody's forcing them. It's easy to paint somebody as a monster.
He is.
And some monster. Females feel like y'all busting.
And we skipping right over the formalities today. I don't give me so hot. I'm in disbelief. So many questions. First things first. Is we doodling this? This you would think this case is so serious. Doodling this. It's giving doodle. I don't care about no cameras in the courtroom. Why is this not on TV? I'm really trying to.
Because for federal cases, they don't have cameras in the courtroom. That's why.
What's going on here? Then, if that's not enough, to add to the confusion, he up here looking like George Jefferson. He urgently
Wait, can we just have a sidebar real quick? Whoever is the artist for this court case is horrendous. These pictures are the worst courtroom sketches I've ever seen.
It's a box of hair dye. Enough of the jokes, though. Let's get to the facts of why I'm really pissed off. I came up here to say that this is male-centered or nothing at all, and I'm in straight disgust, straight disbelief. The amount of women I see in the comments defending this man to the ends of the earth.
Yeah, I don't understand it either.
Out of thin air, like we all of a sudden don't know what he's even arrested for. Throw up in all honesty. You would think y'all knew this man personally. You would think he was one of your family members. You would think he changed your life for the better in some way, shape, or form. The way y'all going so hard as women, and this is exactly why the world moves how it does, and men don't respect us. Fuck what we feel, what we got going on. First things first, before I go any further, if you've never been in a DV relationship, speaking, forming an opinion, that's one. Two, y'all are saying the dumbest shit I've heard in my life, and it really has me concerned for the intelligence of the whole entire country. Imagine the audacity to sit there and say, oh, Cassie was paid. I don't even know why she's taking the stand. Oh, she wanted all of that. She consented to all that. So we magically forgot the video in the hotel where he...
Well, remember, you know, this is how I feel. If he didn't feel that anything that she said had any validity, why did he pay her? He didn't have to pay her. He could have did what Jay-Z did and refused to pay. You know, he paid her before the feds indicted him, if I'm not mistaken, right? So, you know, he tried to shut her up real quick because I guess he felt that she was going to say something, you know. And I feel like everybody's jumping out the window in 1 week of testimony when they have 6 weeks to go. So I just like with Carmelo Anthony, why do y'all act like this? Why do you jump out the window and support the worst people in the community that you can find to support? I don't understand that. I just don't.
Beating her down like she had... And what are we talking about? Do y'all hear how y'all be sounding? How about we start with the fact that Diddy was 36 years old. 36 years old when he met Cassie at 19. From there, we got a big problem. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I feel like that's a huge age gap, especially when the girl is just out of her teens. And it's not to say that he might not have been looking at her from before that. You know what I mean? We don't know all of those particulars, but I just do feel like she should have some empathy from women for being naive. I mean, I feel like we've all been there, you know. I never dated anybody so much older than me until I got older. You know, and I can't imagine how manipulative somebody that has that much experience over you is. And then he's in charge of her career. And they say that those record contracts are like enslaving a person because he gave her like a 10 album deal or whatever. He gave her some 10 album deal or something. So she was a slave to him for 10 years. They said that's the way how they, you know, lock up an artist and like destroy their career, because now you have this deal and they just don't make no records for you. You'll never meet them 10 albums, you know. And I feel like that's why I say it's a form of destiny swapping, because he stole her shine, he stole her career, he stole her, you know, her innocence or whatever the case may be. She was young. I don't care what anybody says. And then her best friend said that she was not into any of those things before she got with him. So we have to look at these things. And as women, I don't understand how they don't understand this. I don't understand why any woman would support somebody like that.
And then to really sit there and act like this man is not a monster because Cassie's entered the chat. Did we forget the baby oil? Did we forget Kim Porter? Did we forget him blowing up cars? What are we talking about? But like I said, I'm deeply, deeply disappointed and disgusted with the women. We don't stand on shit. We're never unified when it comes to each other. I'm very honestly embarrassed to be a woman. Like, all we do is stand behind these men about us. I've never seen men go so hard the way y'all been doing for these men who don't about you. I'm disgusted.
Like y'all all the way bugging. Here's how I feel. Right? If Diddy wanted Cassie to be a doctor, she would have been a doctor.
I love what he says here.
If Diddy wanted Cassie to be a nurse, she would have been a nurse. If Diddy wanted Cassie to be a scientist, she would have went to school for science. If Diddy told Cassie that he wanted her to be a pastor and lead all the women to the pulpit and bring them to church, Cassie would have did whatever Diddy wanted her to do. Diddy being a 37-year-old man, Cassie being a 19-year-old woman, the only thing he wanted for her was for her to drink his yellow juice. And some of y'all don't have a problem with that. So heal up, wheel up, bring it back, come rewind. Out of all the things in the world that he could have did with that girl. She would have did anything to please him. She loved him in her own sick, twisted, young way. She would have did anything for that man. I'm not okay with the fact that a grown man would seek out a 19-year-old young lady, and instead of her becoming the most beautiful young lady in the world.
And you're going to see when we get talking about the destiny swapping of how manipulative it is and how she did have a choice to make, but the devil's going to always make you an offer before you get destroyed. But look at him though. You know what I'm saying? He's getting it back now, and it's probably going to be even worse for him.
Powerful young lady in the world next to this powerful man. He didn't want her to be a school teacher or teaching young ladies how to be singers and how to move around and maneuver through the music industry. He only required her to service other men. Because word on the street or word on these YouTube streets is that his magic stick ain't adding up. It's the size of a Tootsie Roll. And because of that, he can't satisfy a man, nor can he satisfy a woman.
And that would make sense why he's always sitting off to the side, you know, pleasuring himself while she is doing these freak offs. That would make perfect sense. So I don't know. This is a mess.
So he sits in the corner and watches them do what he can't do. But I'm going to say it again. Diddy paid that girl $20 million. The hotel paid $10 million because they took accountability. Diddy paid $20 million because he know that he was wrong. So I'm trying to figure out how you people is siding with a man who's already admitted that he's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He's already admitted that he's wrong by giving her $20 million in less than 24 hours when she came out on him.
That's what I'm saying. If she was such a gold digger and she knew what she was doing and she was trying to extort him, why did he pay her if he wasn't guilty of nothing? He would have just not gave her anything and said, go ahead and tell your story. You know, I don't understand why anybody sides with him. Every artist that he ever worked with has nothing good to say about him.
You women hate the fact that that young lady is beautiful. And she has to live with regrets. And I'm going to say this again. As a man, I've done things to women that I regret. I wish I could go back and tell these females that I've broken their heart and hurt them in many different ways growing up as a young boy, even as an adult. I'm sorry. So if a man can feel remorse for what he did for a woman, to a woman, you don't think that she can wake up as an adult and look at herself in the mirror and see the ugliness of where he led her? See, a man like Diddy is a king. He's a ruler. He's a leader. He led her astray, and she followed his lead out of sick, twisted love. The $1 million question is why did he have to lead her to the toilet bowl?
Exactly.
Hmm?
Exactly.
Why would he want to lead her
How are you?
to the toilet bowl? Why would he want her mouth to become the potty?
Because that's the way all of those things that he did on her is all different types of satanic rituals to break somebody's spirit, destiny swap, siphon her energy with all that sex, siphoning her energy. I mean, a lot of people don't understand Satanism and things like that, but I did study it because I wanted to know the teaching when I thought that I wanted to be a minister. How can you battle something and you don't know what it is? That's the reason why I wanted to come on here and talk about destiny swapping, because I feel like if anybody can defend this man, they don't recognize what he's doing as destiny swapping. Even with his artist that he had, it's not as severe as what he did to Cassie, but it's still all destiny swapping. And God only knows how many, thank you, Jerome. God only knows how many people that he's affected in this way. It's just that Cassie has come out and told about it, because they say that he has lots of different celebrities on tapes doing humiliating stuff, but she was just brave enough to come out and talk about it. So I kind of commend her for that, because, she really was honest about what she did. And for women to not support them, I feel like they've supported porn stars or worse people. I just feel like, I just don't understand how women don't have empathy for her. It's very strange.
Why does she have to drink the yellow Kool-Aid?
Because all of that stuff and exchanging of body fluids that he was wanting with the sex workers and stuff like that, that's all satanic energy siphoning and satanic ritual sex and energy swapping and all. It's very deep what he was doing. There's a lot of things that he was doing that I feel were ritualistic, satanic ritual type of things, like making her have intercourse while she's menstruating and stuff like that. He made her do a lot of weird things, and it's all satanic. And I feel like somebody that is that young and doesn't have the weapons of warfare, and they don't know what they're battling, they cannot stand a chance against somebody that is that seasoned in spiritual warfare. And a girl like that doesn't stand a chance. And a lot of you don't stand a chance neither if you don't know how to keep your boundaries and know your value.
And see the part that y'all missing? In Cassie's revenge, how some people call it karma.
Sacrifice.
Some people will tell you God don't like.
Jerome in the comments is saying a sacrifice is exactly what it is. And you have this person that's almost like some type of minion that you're siphoning their energy. You're using their spirit. You have control over the spirit, and it's giving you power. It's like whatever demonic entity that is in him gets power from him abusing and siphoning the energy of somebody like that, especially somebody that may have been pretty innocent at the start, because her best friend said that she was not doing any of that. She was not on drugs. And a lot of the reason why they get you on drugs too, pimps do the same thing. They get you on drugs because it breaks your spirit. It takes away your inhibitions and stuff like that, and the stuff that he would give these people, not just her, it really removes your into inhibitions, and you don't even remember what you've even done. You know what I mean? So I just feel like a lot of people are just very ignorant about what's going on here.
Ugly. And some will sit up there and say he should have never played with those bankers.
I feel like it don't have nothing to do. They say, oh, Cassie's trying to bring him down. I feel like, he is getting taken down by the powers that be, the handlers that control him. They said that he was what do you call it? One of the CIA snitches or whatever. You know what I mean? So, please. I mean, I don't know. It's all alleged, but I just feel like this is way deeper than Cassie. I feel like they want to take him down and take him out of the picture.
You can have it whatever way you want it. What I'll say is
informant.
Is that
thank you, Jerome? He is CIA informant.
He spent $20 million.
And you know what, too, Jerome? I feel like that when they raided his house the first time, they took out all the evidence. They wanted to go check and see what he had on everybody. And, maybe some people got protected in that raid, because I feel like they do. I feel like they have everything they need to convict him, but will they use it? Who's protected in this?
Just getting her to get out of his face. the FBI went and recruited her, opened a case on him, and he's probably already $100 million. And I'm just throwing a number out there. That's alleged. It could be 10 times more.
They're gonna break him and throw him in prison. I feel like, you know, and if by some way he doesn't make it to prison, I mean, he's in there now. He's done. I feel like he'll end up losing everything, and he'll be broke or whatever. He'll kill himself or something. Jerome says exactly. I think it's different because people from different countries with plenty of money. I mean, he's done no matter
in
what.
Legal fees. Not only is he facing legal fees, but if Diddy is found guilty, if he's found guilty, they're going to seize his billions of dollars. They're going to seize all of his accounts.
Yeah, he's saying Diddy seems like it's like either you're going to hang yourself or we do it. I think he will do it himself. He's that type of guy. Listen, I agree. I feel like he is the Black Epstein. He did the exact same thing. He learned from them what to do. He got at such a level that he, you know, was entangled with all these people, and he learned what to do to get the power. And that's, you know, getting people in compromising positions and getting videos of them doing stuff that they would be humiliated if anybody ever found out. And she's the only one to come up and say, hey, this happened to me. This is what it was. This is what I was doing. You know what I mean? And I just feel like more people should be supportive of her so that more people will come out. You know, I don't know. I feel like she's brave because a lot of people would not want anybody to know any of these things that she had went through. So I feel like she went on a spiritual journey. She said in therapy that helped her. Everybody makes fun of her husband and saying he ain't this, he ain't that, but he was there to see what she was going through, and maybe he felt some kind of empathy, and that's how he bonded with her. I just feel like people are so ignorant surrounding this. And I just hate to say my people are the worst. It's like we always pick the worst people to get behind. Y'all getting behind Carmela Anthony. Y'all got behind Black Lives Matter, gave them millions of dollars. They squandered the money. Y'all got behind that dad that ran over that innocent police officer. Give me a break. Oh, it just makes me so frustrated. Jerome says, I feel she has a lot of friends in that evil family. They're not scared of him anymore. Yeah. I feel that's the thing when it comes to, this is the thing about destiny swapping or energy vampires or anything. They can only do that to you when you don't know your worth. Okay, you don't know your value, you don't know your power, your spiritual power. And eventually, as she matured, she realized her power and she took it back. You understand? And I'm sure she got to a point where she didn't give a damn what he did. She just wanted to go. You know what I mean? So let's see.
Turn it into a criminal enterprise. Now, for all of you stupid people out there that sided with Diddy for leading that young lady to the hellfire, or better yet, for leading that young lady.
And that's another thing. You can tell when somebody's destiny swapping with you or energy siphoning and things like that, because you'll start to notice that you're starting to get entangled in things that you normally wouldn't do, weird things, like she was involved in all these weird sex acts. And then you just wake up and say, what the hell is going on here? You know what I mean? It's like, it's almost like a fog almost, because it's like you're under spiritual attack. You know what I mean? And she just didn't know what was happening to her. She didn't have to know the weapons to fight. It took her years to figure it out.
Into a fountain of yellow piss potion. In a mouth and a throat and an ass full of STDs. My only question to you, to y'all,
he hated her, and he was so jealous of her and a hater that if you would treat somebody like that. That is only an evil, demonic person would take somebody like that in their youth and do that to them. He's the devil. I'm sorry.
Diddy, was it worth it? Because a night of pleasure can turn into a night of pain. And Diddy is waking up in a jail cell and on the radio plays that song. Life.
That's true, Jerome.
Life. He's facing life in jail for having unlawful sex. Is it worth it?
But it's not even just unlawful sex. He is really accused of drugging people, and just like Epstein, drugging people, putting them in rooms, giving them drugs to make them lose all their inhibitions, and filming them, then blackmailing them. That's what he was doing. And that is a crime. You know what I mean? It's a crime. If, like, when she was trying to leave, people say, oh, why didn't she just leave? Well, we saw what happened when she tried to leave. He beat her ass and dragged her back. So, another one of the girls said that, when he was going to hit her with the frying pan or whatever, she got on the floor in a fetal position. She was just weak. I don't see how anybody could support somebody like this, whether it's RICO charges or whatever. They can say, oh, but he's not in, why are they talking about this? This not domestic violence he should be in for. Whatever they get him for is good. The fact that he sat in prison all this time is justice for all the people that he screwed, all the artists' careers he destroyed, and everything wrong he has done his whole entire career. All of those kids that have died in that stampede because of his greedy ass, and all of the people that have lost their lives being entangled with him. Thank you, Jerome.
I don't know. You tell me, all you Diddy lovers out there, that girl would have been an evangelist. She would have turned into the Virgin Mary.
And this, he goes on and on, and the link will be in the description for you to see it. But there's some other stuff I want to show you